next speaker is Ashu Roy. Ashu is the chairman and CEO of eGain. So Ashu, take it away.
Thank you, Jean-Claude. And hello, everyone.
Hello.
4 screens. This is a new one for me. I've never had 4 screens showing what I have to say. So excited to be here. And again, glad to see the attendance. I'm going to take a slightly different perspective here for the next 15 minutes and challenge some of the things that I believe could be worthwhile as we look at what we as a community are trying to accomplish. So my belief is that knowledge and knowledge management is quite exciting and hot right now in the marketplace. Would you agree? There's a lot of energy around knowledge nowadays. Okay? And for those of you, many of you, who are knowledge practitioners, knowledge managers, knowledge leaders, this is a great time to be in this field. We feel that way as technology providers in the area of knowledge. However, this vision, which I just put on the screen, all of you would agree with. I don't think there's much disagreement that that's the vision that we are all trying to get to, has some challenges. And some of them were discovered and discussed as we heard the panel, and then even talking about some of the issues around what is knowledge management, what is core to knowledge management. I'm going to look at it and say, we've been here before. A few years ago, knowledge was one of the most exciting things in technology among businesses. This was in the late 80s and early 90s. There were a lot of big knowledge projects that were undertaken by large companies. Re-engineering the corporation, knowledge was core to it. Some of you may remember. What happened? What happened was we undertook very large, ambitious projects. We went at it horizontally across the organization to change the way knowledge was created, managed, and consumed, all in one. As a result, we ended up with not a lot of value that could be demonstrated and quantified. Now, some of us may think quantification and value demonstration may not be as important, but I can tell you, and I'm sure all of you see that in your organizations, in the current economic environment, demonstration and quantification of value is critical. If you want to keep your projects and programs going, if you want to invest and get to the goals that you want to get to. This was a big challenge. To me, the last time around, knowledge did not succeed in crossing the chasm. For those of you who know the Jeffrey Moore metaphor, we did not get across from early adopters to early majority. We fell in the chasm. And I think the reason for that is that, in my opinion, we took the problem up from the wrong end. We focused too much, it's all a balance, as the discussion panel said. We focused too much on creation and sharing, and perhaps not as much on consumption and value demonstration. And so knowledge to me is, I'm taking a simplistic view here. This is a way we think of the knowledge pyramid in an organization. 3 layers of knowledge. At the foundation is what I think of as developing knowledge. This is really where sharing, collaboration, communication among people who are developing new knowledge in the organization. Then there is a layer of knowledge, which is documented knowledge. And that is knowledge that has been established in the organization, has been documented, but not fit for easy consumption, easy findability, which means long documents, which means compliance-heavy documents, which means documents that need 20 minutes of browsing to figure out where the right answer is when you need the answer. And then the third layer on top of it, which is the smallest element, and that's the 1 and 10 and 100x multiple around the volume of knowledge. The top level is the curated knowledge. This is small bits of knowledge in the organization, but knowledge that is easy to consume, has been curated, easy to find, and can show value quickly. We believe that this is the time for us, and this is where, when you look at the early adopter successes of knowledge in the last several years, not the first time around, but this time go around, early successes are built around curated knowledge. This is where knowledge management shines when it focuses on consumption and findability and value demonstration. So, long way of saying the short thing, which is we believe a great place for knowledge practitioners and knowledge program leaders is to start with customer engagement and contact center groups within their organization. Why is that? Because this is a group which is very visible in the organization in terms of its impact on brand, in terms of impact on customer experience, has lots of measurement systems in place today, and therefore, when and if you make an improvement in knowledge and guidance for that group, the results are very easy to quantify and demonstrate. Also, in the last few years, as we all know, the contact center environment and customer service environment has become extremely difficult for retention and recruitment of new agents. It's getting really hard for all the reasons that we know of. Because the new workforce is not the same as what we are used to. These are people who do not want to get trained. They like to have information and know-how available when they want it. They want to go do purposeful work. All these things are leading to a perfect storm in contact centers and customer engagement environments. And keep in mind what happens in the contact center today, where you're hiring your 20, 21, 22-year-olds, is what's going to happen in your overall business, overall organization in the future. Because it's the same workforce, same expectations. In the contact center, what we have done, and we have worked with clients on this, is ask the question, do not assume that knowledge is an impediment. Do not assume that your agents don't know everything to solve all the questions. What if they could answer everything? What if they could have tools and knowledge that they could respond to all queries and resolve all problems, regardless of domain expertise? In the curated knowledge environment that I talked about, that is possible. And we have done this for dozens of clients, hundreds of customers. What we find exciting about that is now knowledge becomes your fulcrum for improving experience. And that, if you are a knowledge practitioner or knowledge leader, is an amazingly successful starting point to build around for your entire organization to enable them with knowledge. So much so, this is interesting, Gartner says that knowledge is the #1 technology, knowledge management, in contact centers and customer service organizations, above all other technologies in a very technology-heavy environment. Tells you something. Give you some examples. We have seen with one of our clients, this is a 10,000 plus person organization in the contact centers, multiple contact centers. They have been able to improve their first contact resolution with knowledge and guidance by 35%, improve their NPS scores by 25 points attributed to this guidance system. With this kind of capability, and of course, reduction in training, acceleration of time to competence, you're talking about a success story. Think about it as you, the knowledge program leader in an organization, to have this kind of success and then build around that. Then get into other layers in your organization, inside your enterprise, get into self-service. Start with the best shot. Same with another SaaS company that is a client of ours. They deployed our solution. Interestingly, I'll give you one data point here. All these clients started with some other knowledge approach before this, which was much more horizontal, going across the entire organization. And what they found was those did not deliver value. And I'll tell you why, because we have a thesis that you need a certain kind of integrative capability around knowledge. And this, again, was discussed in the panel, that knowledge is very squishy if you think about it as information science or data science or knowledge management. What you need is all these capabilities centered around experience of the end user. What is useful for the end user is what is valuable for knowledge. If you start with that as your polar truth, then everything else aligns behind that. I'll spend a little bit of time on what constitutes a knowledge hub, which is what we advocate and we deliver. And it's a set of 10 capabilities. It's a lot of them, but you need to integrate all these capabilities, have it as part of your product to be able to deliver quick value in your organization. The first set on the first row that you see are all around the end user experience, starting with designed outside-in experience of usability, all the way through to a conversational assistant to make it easy to consume the know-how, to ask questions. Embedded in this is the experience with AI, as well as searching, contextualization. All these capabilities that were discussed in the panel need to be part of your knowledge solution starting out. You cannot build these over time. So one of the things we recommend is make sure whoever you partner with that you are looking for all these capabilities together in one place. And that's really how you can get to a successful start to your knowledge program. Look forward to seeing you all. We are in booth 401. Come by and talk to us more, and we're very excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ashu.